Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to the marketplace. Coming up, price of petrol reduces significantly at the pumps as some oil marketing firms make adjustments today. Also coming up, government records oversubscription of treasury bills for the first time in 10 weeks, but that came at a higher price as concerns go over the impact on the country's rising debt stock. Plus, we'll take you to the Techima municipality where some farmers are adopting traditional farming methods after surviving severe drought conditions.
My farm was saved from the impact of the dry spell because I did not apply chemical fertilizers to it. So I am now going to benefit from the farm.
My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for being with us. Details coming up. And first up, some oil marketing firms have started reducing prices of petroleum products at the pumps today. Guel has taken the lead, dropping the price of petrol by more than 8% a litre. Here's George Jaffe with more.
Guel is selling a litre of petrol at 12 Ghana cedis 99 pesos, representing more than 8% decline from its old price of 14 Ghana cedis 66 pesos. This is the first time in a long while that we've seen Guel go down by this significant margin. Diesel is going for 14 Ghana cedis 49 pesos from its old price of 14 Ghana cedis 70 pesos per litre compared to its price some 2 weeks ago. Market leaders have linked this reduction to the continuous decline in the price of crude oil on the international market and the stability of the Ghana cedi over the past 2 weeks. Databank in its market review, for instance, have revealed that the cedi actually appreciated against the dollar last week by some 0.49%. However, some also believe that Guel has responded to some market developments based on their reviews over the past months. It is interesting to see how the over 100 oil marketing firms would also respond to this move by the market leader, especially Star Oil, looking at the recent price wars between these two giants and how that will benefit consumers.
Well, more on this, I'm joined by Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, Duncan Amwa. Good afternoon to you. What information are you picking up from the various OMCs, and by what margins are we seeing fuel prices drop?
We get every indication, Darryl, that indeed the entire market, the downstream market, would gravitate towards a reduction. By close of day today, it is quite likely you will get almost all the other oil marketing companies also adjust downwards. I heard the reports by George. What he didn't add was that Star Oil has also gone down significantly. And then again, there was the issue of the price of diesel. Guel is currently trading around 13 Ghana cedis and not the 14. So prices have gone down, and this time around, it exceeded what our projections even were. We were looking at between 4 and 5%. The market has responded with about 8%. And overall, that should be some good news for those of us running the streets, buying fuel morning to evening. And this for us is a very positive development. Again, for the first time in a long while, we don't have a situation where there's a price decline and authorities, especially the NPA, is in a hurry to input some taxes or scale up on some existing taxes to deny you and I that reduction. And that for us, again, is a positive development. And we think that if the market is allowed to stay this way, maybe the first window, October, could also portend some further reductions for Ghanaians.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because, crude oil prices are holding steady on the international market. The rate of the cedi depreciation also slowing a bit, and so it points to further drops in the future, as you indicate.
of the Ghana cedi over the past 2 weeks. Data by...
Yes, Darrell, whatever is being done currently with the cedi, we would wish that the Bank of Ghana and the monetary policy people will scale up whatever intervention that they would have to be putting in to ensure that the cedi does not depreciate. If it doesn't, you and I can be rest assured that within the next 14 to 16 days, we can get prices dropping further. If the cedi, however, doesn't stabilize, then the gains we are making now would end up being wiped off. And so, although we are chalking these successes now, we are getting these positive developments now, it would be good if those currency watchers or the currency managers or the economic managers continue to do whatever they are doing to stabilize the cedi's rate of depreciation. If that is done, Darrell, we foresee a situation where prices could decline further, even in the coming weeks, especially for the month of October. November, December, we cannot say, because if you check the price curve, those are very tight months where China, India, the US would demand more for manufacturing. And so oftentimes that's where the curve would bend again. But between now and end of October, if we are able to do, some currency management, there's every indication the market could even go down further as far as fuel prices are concerned, Darrell.
Duncan, too early to make a case for a review of commercial transport fares?
It won't be too early, Darrell. If you put together what we have seen the past 4 windows, we've probably gone the 10% threshold. Transport fare reviews should be done. So we would start talking to the GPRTU and other transport operators if there is the possibility of going down for consumers to get the benefit of these reductions. That should happen in earnest. I think that we've gone past the 10% threshold. Transport fares would ought to come down commensurate.
All right. Before you go, your thoughts on this story that has caught our attention. Charcoal and firewood were among top items with high inflation in August, according to the Ghana Statistical Service. Now, this portrays concerns about the high cost of LPG for consumers. LPG markets have been asking for subsidies, but to no avail. Your thoughts?
There's a lot that needs to be done for LPG penetration in the country. The rollout of the cylinder recirculation model is catching up, but not too much. Again, the cost of the pre-filled bottles would also be a disincentive to average pockets. And so we have requested the Finance Ministry on numerous occasions, together with the liquefied petroleum marketing companies, to ensure that some of the taxes that we have slapped on LPG be removed. That product would have a close substitute, which is the charcoal that people are, patronizing so heavily. Once they patronize charcoal, they wouldn't need the LPG for actually domestic use. And so we are pleading with authorities to consider removing all taxes on LPG just to make the product affordable to the Ghanaian pocket, so that more and more families, more and more businesses can switch to the use of LPG and thereby saving the environment by this charcoal use. And so we are still asking that the Finance Ministry take a look at the issue of taxes on LPG, particularly in the 2025 budget that we know will be read in a month or 2 from now.
All right. Thank you so much, Duncan Amwa. He is Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana. Thank you for joining us. You're watching The Marketplace. Next, your financial markets update. And government has, for the first time in 10 weeks, recorded an oversubscription of its treasury bills. However, it paid a higher price for the 91-day bill, for which it received bids worth 4.6 billion cedis. Joining me on Zoom is Patrick Edemagama, Head of Trading at Republic Securities. Good afternoon to you, Patrick. So a breakthrough for the government after 10 weeks. Tell us about the outcome of the auction on Friday.
All right, so good afternoon, Daryl. We've seen that on the money market last week, the government raised a total of 5.53 billion accepting and allotting all bids against a target of 5.4 billion Ghana cedis. We've seen that this is about 2% oversubscription and about 9% maturity cover, more than the maturity due this week. This is primarily due to the liquidity that just hit the market from the monies that were paid from the coupons of the DDP bonds and all that. So we've seen this come up, and it's, yes, as you rightly said, it's after 9 consecutive times, which was a bit worrying to the public. But it is important for us to know that the amounts that were raised were more than the maturities for those weeks, and there was not an issue for government in that case.
How do you interpret the government having to pay a higher price for the 91-day bill?
Well, this is largely expected. We expect the rates to go up in order for government to meet its target. So the financial instrument is expected to attract more interest rate, and we are seeing investors play along that side as well. However, in recent times, we've seen that the targets have been relatively higher than we saw 3 months ago. And once these targets keep increasing, we expect the government to pay more.
So have we seen an end to a sort of trend or cycle over the past 9 weeks, with government having to get its bids oversubscribed just last Friday?
Well, we are not there yet. For this coming week, government is targeting 5.88 billion Ghana cedis, which is much more than the target for last week. It's about 400 million more than the target for last week. So if government keeps increasing and liquidity drives up on the market, we should expect that under subscription.
Last week, the Ghana Statistical Service announced the inflation rate for the month of August. We saw a decline. How is that impacting on interest rates, and how significantly?
Well, most analysts are expecting the rates to start decreasing because inflation is decreasing, but that's not what we are seeing in the market. You know, once the targets are at appreciable levels, we expect the rates to drop, but the targets keep increasing week in, week out. So we expect the rates to still be increasing and the appetite of investors be increasing for these bills.
Let's turn to the stock market because we expect the market to continue to make some gains. We have our eyes on MTN, which is expected to make some further gains. What's your read of what's happening on the stock market this week?
Well, we have seen on the stock market that the interest is mounting in a number of equities. We've seen for last week where about 7 equities moved up against 2 losers. We've seen the composite index hitting 39.7% and the financial stock index hitting 12.4% on the back of ETI and Republic Bank. We see interest in new gold mounting for this week. We expect interest in MTN also to mount. As we are speaking, MTN has already gained some pesos, as well as new gold gaining about 9 cedis just for this particular day's trade. So we expect this to happen, and we know the new gold is actually pegged against the gold. So when we see a lot of price increase recorded in gold, then we expect that to also affect the price of new gold.
All right, thank you very much. Good to see Patrick Edem Agama with the latest on the markets there. You're watching The Marketplace. Now, the recent dry spell across the country has wreaked havoc on many farms, with farmers losing their crops due to the lack of water supply. In the following report, my colleague Anas Abed has been visiting some farms in the Techima municipality where some farms have survived the severe drought conditions experienced this year by adopting traditional farming methods. There's more in the following report.
Thousands of farmers from across the country lost their investments this year due to the dry spell. Well, we've been speaking with some farmers who share with us how they lost almost everything they invested in, preparing the land and planting as well. This afternoon, we are here in a farm, an organic farm, around Farmine under the Techima municipality of the Bono East region to assess the impact of the dry spell here on the organic farms compared to the others who use chemical fertilizers. We've been speaking with some of these farmers, and let's listen to what their experiences have been so far as the drought spell is concerned.
My farm was saved from the impact of the dry spell because I did not apply chemical fertilizers to it. So I am now going to benefit from the farm because of the recent rains.
Monica Abna-Kromo says other nearby farms suffered immensely due to the application of chemical fertilizers.
I saw one farm by the roadside. The farm was completely destroyed because of the fertilizer applied to it.
She shared with us what she learned from the dry spell experienced this year.
What I've learned is that I won't apply fertilizer to my farm again because it destroys the plants when the rain fails.
Okpakwajo James is the Chief Executive Officer of Okpakwajo Youth and Development Center and a member of the Ghana Agroecology Movement. James, with support from the Center for Indigenous Knowledge and Organizational Development, has been practicing agroecology for over a decade now. He explained to me why the impact of the dry spell has been minimal on agroecological farms compared to others who applied chemical fertilizers.
The chemical in the fertilizer leaves residue. So the chemical that was supposed to sink into the soil for the plant to take didn't go into the soil because there wasn't rain, there wasn't moisture. So it killed the plant. But in our system, it's natural. And so those things stay in the soil and they didn't have any residue left that could affect the plant. James is admonishing government as well as stakeholders in the agri sector, to embrace agroecology, which is obviously the right thing to do when it comes to food production. One thing the country needs to learn and going forward is that we need to embrace agroecology. Because for me, I think that's the only solution. One, it deals with the climate change. Two, it will make your livelihood sustainable. You see, because we preach diversity. We preach having multiple streams of incomes in agroecology method. So if you have these multiple streams of incomes and one's livelihood is affected, the other ones are not affected. So you can still maneuver your way out.
He's also advising that stakeholders in the education sector should inculcate agroecology into the academic system so that the young ones will be taught how to farm through agroecology.
So I think that the country needs to embrace agroecology. If it is possible, they should add this to our educational levels so that people can learn agroecology once they're in school. Because when they leave, they can teach or educate their parents. That's what I think.
These farmers say the advantages of organic farming compared to chemical farming are enormous, as food crops produced from organic farming are much more healthier than those produced under chemical fertilizers.
My crops are healthier compared to the others because mine last longer as a harvest, but same cannot be said to the ones grown with chemical fertilizers.
They are urging their colleague farmers to venture into organic farming, be able to survive similar dry spells in future, as well as improve their health, as these are naturally produced food items.
In chemical farming, the pesticides you buy, the fertilizer you buy, but in our system you don't buy anything. So agroecology is cheap for our health, cheap for the environment, and cheap for the nation.
Obviously, what happened this year has come to teach us that agroecology is the way to go, and farmers across the country should think of diversity through agroecology. From Farman here in the Titima municipality of the Bono East region, my name is Anas Sabit, reporting for Joy News.
Well, back here in Accra, exhibitors at the Ecobank Joy News Mini Habitat Fair have expressed satisfaction with patronage following some good deals closed with their clients. The three-day event at the Good Park near the Accra Mall offered patrons all their housing needs.
I think this is a wonderful fair, and I think it's something that should go on almost every year. For my expectations, in fact, I came here just looking for doors and then some windows. And the things I know about doors, seriously speaking, today I've been surprised with the types and then the make for the doors. So in fact, it has changed my perception, and the costs that I thought were so high, I realized that these are things that are within my range. I can easily get some good deals with them. In fact, I've had some good deals already. They are yet to call me during the week, and I'll go and check their warehouse.
It has really been successful, and then we are expecting that the main fair at the Accra International Conference Center will really be massive. So we want to invite the general public, installers out there, and anybody. Solar is for everybody. So Tino Solution has been around since 2005, and then so we are into commercial projects, residential and industrial projects. And one key aspect of the business is that we sell the solar components at the wholesales.
I think I am impressed. The problem is the monies involved. I pray that there should be more of discounts and more of these shows so that people can be aware of exactly what's happening to help meet our building needs. That's all I can say for now. For now, I'm very happy with what I've seen. So I'm yet to decide on which ones I have to choose.
Well, we've gone to about 3 stands to have a look at the doors, and we are thinking of settling on one, maybe in the course of the week. So I don't know where the show ends, seriously. I must be truthful, but I'm sure we'll settle on a door before we leave here. That's the main reason why we came here.
So far, so good. We came here on the Friday, and the walk-in has been amazing. I know clients have quite a lot of issues with their building, and then they come in for the dump pricing solutions. And when you come to Weber, also in collaboration with Construction Supply, we have the top-notch solution for that. Dump pricing is an issue in Ghana, and then if you don't treat it well, later you're going to face problems in the future. So we give you a comprehensive solution for that problem. Yeah.
And finally for us this afternoon, stakeholders in the education sector calling on private financial institutions to support the sector in the field of financial literacy. Speaking at a National Financial Literacy and Investment Workshop, some tutors in the Accra Metro Division of the Ghana Education Service explained that deepening the knowledge of education instructors in financial trends will positively impact the pupils they teach. Yes, more.
Despite achieving 96% financial inclusion in terms of access, only 1/3 of the population have the necessary knowledge to make informed financial decisions. In view of this, the National Financial Literacy and Investment Workshop for Teachers aims to equip instructors of various first and second cycle institutions with knowledge on available investment opportunities. Speaking to Joy Business on the sidelines of the workshop, Jerry Boachidankwa, head of marketing and public relations at the Ghana Stock Exchange, noted that the ultimate goal of the program is to impact the next generation.
I believe that it's a train the trainer. Because when the teachers understand how the stock exchange or the capital market operates, then they're able to pass it on to these students. So it's one of the new things that we have added over the years is the students alone, and you have 1 or 2 teachers. But this time around, we try to bring a lot of teachers together to actually train them on investment, on savings, on the operations of the stock exchange, so that they will understand, and then they can also pass it on to the students. So that once we leave the programs, it's not the end of it. The teachers, they themselves will be knowledgeable in how the capital market operates, and they can continue the conversations even after we have left these engagement programs with the students.
The program, which is organized by the Young Investors Network with support from the Ghana Stock Exchange and the Central Securities Depository, witnessed the gathering of teachers from selected units under the Accra Metro Division of the Ghana Education Service. Some of the participants spoke to Joy Business.
It looks as if the education sector is sitting somewhere, whilst the financial sector is also somewhere. Meanwhile, the education should also receive the financial sector, and the two should combine, because getting the children to be abreast with financial literacy from the beginning will make them to be able to be owners of their monies and know where to invest. At least even from the KG, yes, they know the value of money. When the child buys something, you expect the change, the right change. It means the children know the value of money, but how to own it and how to invest it, that is the how do you call it, where we are lacking.
I'm planning to really see the organizer to also bring these ones to my school to help students know more, get more insight into this financial investments. So I wish these people will be also invited into my school. And when they come, I know the students will also learn more.
The Young Investors Network is a financial literacy development organization which seeks to drive financial inclusion through education.
All right, and that's it for the bulletin. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business, including what we've been reporting on the fuel pricing, as well as the T-bills auction, government recording a marginal oversubscription after 10 weeks. My name is Darryl Kwao. Thanks for watching. We will be back same time tomorrow.